They got my dick in my hand.
You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It's a nice day here in Gwinnett County. It is 53 degrees. It's only going to be 53 degrees for the rest of the day. No, it's going up to 66. It's 53 right now, going up to high of 66. And like I tell y'all, I'm so happy to be back home. Like I spent some time with my family in Jersey. My husband's grandmother passed away, so we had to go and lay her to rest on Saturday. And so we flew to Jersey on Thursday right after I got off the show. It was cold, y'all. It was cold. I had to go buy a coat. I told y'all about my coat story. And so when I got to the airport, the coat was in a little bag. It came with a little cute little bag, which I love because it was easy for me to take the coat and fold it up and put it in a little bag. Now, it was a big coat. It was a big 3/4 coat, fluffy coat. It was very warm, too, by the way. And you wouldn't think it would be warm because you could fold it up and put it in a bag, but whatever it was made out of, it was a very warm coat. And so as soon as I got off the plane, because you come off the plane, there's a gap between coming off the plane and outside. That wind hit me. I was like, ah! So walking up the ramp to get into the airport, at Newark Airport, it was cold. And then we had to go pick up the rental car. It was cold. And I was like, oh my God, I got to put this coat on. So I had to zip up the coat. But I'm happy to be back today. And it's going to be 66 degrees. When I came home yesterday, I had to take the coat off because I was hot. And it was about 66 yesterday. So pretty nice. So I'm happy to be home. Hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I really didn't do nothing. We went to the funeral, spent some time with my husband's sisters and nephews and nieces and everybody. And after that, we just, after the funeral, it was so cold, we just stayed in the house. We were at my friend Rosa's house, and while we were sitting in the house, you could hear the wind whistling. I was like, is that the wind? It was cold, y'all. So I wasn't trying to go out. And I ain't go out. I had White Castle, though. I got White Castle as soon as I got off the plane.
Oh.
Yes, girl, as soon as I got off the plane.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. As soon as I get there, that's exactly what I do.
Oh, as soon as I got off the plane, I had White Castles.
Okay.
It was so funny because I wanted some White Castle yesterday, but it was so early. I said, I can't eat White Castle this early in the morning. Not only that, I had to get on the plane. So if anybody's ever had White Castle, you got to be careful because White Castle can mess you up. So you got to be really, when I talk about that, I'm talking your digestive system. So you got to be careful when you eat White Castle. I was like, yeah, I can't eat. And I could have went to White Castle and got the burgers, right? But I was like, I can't eat White Castle and get on this plane. That's not going to be good. Not for the people on the plane. So I decided not to do that. But I sure wanted some. Let me tell you when I get White Castle. I get White Castle when I go to Jersey.
Oh, I love it.
And I get White Castle when I go to Nashville. Nashville has White Castles. So my nephew,
didn't know that.
Yes, girl. So my nephew was going to Vanderbilt. As soon as we hit Nashville, because you know who's at all the football games, we hit White Castle. So I had a good time. But anyway, today is Monday, March the 8th. It's also International Women's Day, along with National Peanut Cluster Day. Now, I don't know about you, but I love a good peanut cluster. I surely do. That's salt and sweet and chocolate together. Yes, I do. I love a good peanut cluster. It's also some birthdays. So I want to wish a happy birthday to Georgette's mother-in-law, Anna. She was so sweet, y'all. Me and Georgette was just talking about her all the way in heaven. She's in heaven, along with Miss my mother and Evelyn and Miss Norman Lee, who is my husband's grandmother. They're all in heaven right now, smiling down on us. And she was just a wonderful person. And, she was one of them people that believed in our ideas. Like, she was one of them supportive people. Yeah. She believed in the stuff we do. I want to also wish a happy birthday to Miss Cross, Miss Fanny Cross. She was the other person that believed in us. So Anna encouraged Georgette, Miss Cross, and my mother encouraged me. And it was so crazy because they were both fish, like Georgette and myself. And so we connected on that level, which is pretty cool. Yes. And so, but they're both in heaven right now, and I want to wish them a happy birthday all the way in heaven. Know that you are missed and loved forever and never forgotten. Never forgotten. Because I remember when I went to Miss Cross and told her what I was trying to do. She believed so dearly in what I did. She was one of our first investors. And I will forever, ever, ever be grateful for that, because I feel like that's when we started our first real business, when we started the doll company, and people believed in us, and they invested in us, and it's just been it's been an entrepreneur for me. Has it always been easy for us? Nah, it hasn't. And I don't think it ever will get easy, because there's always new challenges as you start projects and as you grow your business. But the people that support you along the way, those are the real gems in this whole thing. The people that believe in you when you can't believe in yourself. The people that uplift you when you can't get up off the floor. You know, the people that say you can do it. My mother used to always say, you're going to be all right. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You work so hard. She's always say that. And I would go see Miss Cross, and, you know, she believed in me. She believed in what I did. And, you know, I will forever love her for that. Just like I will ever love Anna and my mom, Evelyn, and just those, because those women, without them, we would not be where we are. Their support, trust me, their encouragement, it meant a lot, and it helped us a lot. So, you know, just having great women in your corner is just amazing. Speaking of great women, I was on a call with Dr. Venus Opal last night. She's hilarious, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. The first time I ever heard her speak, she swear like a sailor. And I was like, oh my God, I can't listen to this woman. I cannot listen to her. Because she swears like a sailor. I'm talking about, she is raw. You think she is so raw. And I'm telling you, if you have virgin ears, or if you squirm at bad words, don't ever listen to her stuff. And she'll tell you, don't listen to my stuff. I'm just being honest. We was in the middle of it. She was pitching. She has a new network that she's launching, and her goal is to make 100 black billionaire women. That's why I was on the call. And so as soon as I got off the plane, we ate dinner, and I was like, okay, it was like 6:30. I was like, listen, I got to go home and get on this call. It's 8 o'clock. I got to get there. And her call was about creating 100 black billionaire women. And I was like, okay, I got to hear what she got to say. And she has a pretty good plan, right? But Lord, she is a swear. When I tell you, she said everything on that webinar, anything you could possibly think of, not even people's faces. It was a Zoom, right? You had this, I can't even tell y'all. I don't even know if she recorded it so people can go back and listen to it. But the stuff she was saying inside that thing, it was, first we talk about business, and then she'll just jump off and start talking about something totally, I'm talking about rated X different. It was like, what the? But she's a millionaire, and she's a go-getter, and she had this dream, and she's created a new software product, and it's amazing, and it's in the media space, and you know, we were a private group of people with private invitations and all that kind of stuff, and I happened to be one of the people who got the private invite. But it was amazing, and in between all the superlatives and all the other stuff she was saying, it was a good message in there. But what I can tell you is, when I was in Jersey, I honestly had nothing to do but rest. I'm talking about totally rest. Just eat and rest and watch TV, and I gained like 3 pounds. So just to say that, put it out of it. I gained 3 pounds. I got on the scale this morning. I was like, oh! So I gained 3 pounds, which I will get rid of this week. But I had time to think about, you know, building the brand and all that. And so I know that Good Morning Gwinnett is the brand that I'm going to build. And, you know, after listening to her last night and the message that she was giving out, you know, I decided, I woke up this morning, I said, you know, I know building Good Morning Gwinnett is what I'm trying to do, the brand, right? How am I going to do that? It need to be more than just me on this network. So I talked about this before, having other people come on the network to host shows. So I'm going to do that. So I'm giving myself, wait, let me back up for a second. So I look at this show called Undercover Billionaire. Season 2 is kind of cut short because of the pandemic. I don't think they just do filming. But if you get a chance to go to, I think it's on Netflix, not Netflix, I think it's on Amazon Prime. But if you get a chance, just go look up Undercover Billionaire and just watch what he does. He builds a $1 billion business. So what that means is that the business is valued at $1 million. When they do the valuation, it's valued at $1 million based on future revenues and things like that. And so I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm gonna build $1 billion company. Now, is it going to have $1 billion when I do it? Nah, it's going to be worth $1 billion when I finish. Right. I said, Good Morning Gwinnett is going to be $1 billion company. And when I tell y'all I'm super excited about that, y'all know I got the beer that I'm trying to launch, and I got all these other things that I'm trying to do. But anyway, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on new show hosts for the network. So I'm looking for, and I only have 63 slots because my daughter's taking a slot. Only have 63 slots, and we're doing a webinar pretty soon, probably this weekend, talking about, how you can get on the network. Do you have to be in Gwinnett County and all that kind of stuff? And the show is gonna run from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day. That's the show slots, and so you can be a host, and I'm going to talk more about it, but this is the way I'm going to get this company to $1 billion valuation. And I'm so excited about that. And in reality, I'm building a network. That's what I'm really doing. And when I thought about it, I was like, hey, I'm building $1 billion network, right? And so it's going to be interesting. So you may want to just go hit me up, Audrey, Good Morning Gwinnett, if you think you want to be a part of this. Now listen, let me just tell you this. You have to host a weekly live show. Weekly. I'm not giving people 4 days a week like me, because that's crazy. Now, if you want to and you can totally commit to it, you can. But it has to be a weekly live show. And so I'm going to talk more about that in an upcoming Zoom call, so you can find out more information. And I'm excited about that. And so just to get the company to $1 billion valuation is going to be a work. But when I tell you I'm excited about that, and it was so funny because she had this big dream, and so the dream came about because she felt like there was a lot of inequality in the way we were treated from other people as Black women in business. And she's like, F this, and I'm saying the clean part of it, but she said the real words, like F this, F them, F that. So everything was that. And let me just say this. It's a great vision, and it's in the media space, just like noise. And people say, well, why would you want to be a part of that? It's kind of like competition. Nah, really it isn't. Because my mission is to grow Good Morning Gwinnett into a brand. Noise is a media platform very similar to hers, but she has some very, very great. Her software is amazing. Noise is similar to hers, but her software is amazing. It's amazing. And but that's not my goal. My goal is to build Good Morning Gwinnett into $1 billion brand. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm working on. And I will, when I tell you I'm coming out the gate swinging this week, So it's gonna be interesting to see. And I'm excited about it because I've never done $1 million brand before, so let alone $1 billion valuation. So that's gonna be interesting. So anyway, all right, let's get on with our horoscopes. Brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Today, March the 8th. We're going to kick it off like we always do. And that is with Aries. Don't push your luck with your boss. Residential moves will be hectic and may be unsatisfactory. Go out with friends who are positive and supportive. Listen, you want to be around some positive people. That's why, let me tell y'all something, right? The reason I'm so excited is because there were a bunch of women. There was 108 women on that call last night. And when I got off that call from 8 o'clock, it was 11:45. Because those women were so excited to even take a journey on building a $1 billion brand. Do you know how scary that is? I don't know if you know or not, but that's scary. That is so scary. But here's the thing. We're all going to take the journey together. That's the thing. So it wasn't about, competition. It was about, oh my God, I'm gonna have all these women to talk to because we're all on this journey together to create $1 billion brands. We are. You just got to figure out your roadmap. Now I done figured mine out. I know which way I'm going, right? And I'm like, okay, that's the way I'm going. How am I going to get there? But being around positive, supportive people, we just talked about that with Anna and my mom, Evelyn, and Miss Cross. Supportive people. Those women were the shoulders that we stood on, the shoulders that we cried on. The shoulders that we went and vented to. Listen, you got to be around people that support you, so people that love you, people that want to see you prosper. You want to be around positive people. You want to be around people that pour into you, especially if you whatever journey you're on. If you're trying to change your career, don't go talk to a person who ain't got a job. They can't give you no advice except for how to sit home and do absolutely nothing. Don't talk to that person. If you're trying to start a business, don't go talking to a person who is dedicated to their job and they think entrepreneurship is like the death of everybody. Don't talk to that person. Because you're not going to get anything good from that person. If you're trying to be an athlete, I'm talking about an all-star. Do not talk to the couch potato. Can't tell you nothing. So get around some supportive people today. Some positive people, Aries. People that's going to pour into. Taurus, you don't need to pay out in order to have fun. Exhaustion will lead to minor injury if you don't know when to quit. Take time to catch up on overdue correspondence. Yeah, sometimes you got to take a minute to say, I'm time out. I took a time out this weekend, not because I wanted to, but because we were well, that's not true, because I could have easily flown back home the next day and started work again, but I didn't. I absolutely, and Rose was like, "Oh, how often do you get to do this?" I said, "Not often, bro." It was amazing. When I tell y'all, I didn't even open my iPad until Saturday night. That's when I opened my iPad. And I took it with me. I didn't even open it until Saturday night. I took books. I didn't read. I didn't do anything. We just had a good time. You know what I did? Tell y'all what I did. I did what I love. I love playing spades. I played spades.
I knew it.
I played spades. I played pluck. Listen, anybody that know me, they know I love playing spades. Bro had to say, I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. I'm done for the night. I could have did another 2 games. She shut it down. She's like, I won't play no more. I was like, okay. I ain't gonna force the issue, but yeah, like, I played spades. So take some time, Tars. Have some fun. You ain't got to spend a lot of money. Listen, spades didn't cost me nothing. It was free. Just some time.
Card deck?
A card deck. I think that might have been $2. That was it. Gemini. Travel will result in romantic attractions. Don't give out any personal information that you don't want to spread around. Financial limitations may add to your depression. Ooh, listen here, Gemini. If you got some financial limitations, don't let it depress you. Here, don't do that. What you do is you say, okay, I got some financial limitations. How do I rectify this situation? What do I need to do? Because sometimes it's just a matter of saying, okay, I need to make some money. How can I do that? Well, can you sell something? Right? Do you have something to sell? Can you go get a part-time job? Can you become an online tutor? Can you babysit somebody? People need some babysitters right now who don't have COVID.
I know that.
I'm just telling you, because we need one.
Bring your papers.
Bring your vaccination papers. Bring your papers. We need a babysitter. Dominique just said, I think I'm going to have to put Carter. Because Carter is work, y'all. Carter's my granddaughter, y'all. She's work. Dominique just said, I'm going to have to put Carter back in daycare. But we all have been vaccinated, so now we feel a little safe. Because, listen, Carter is not nothing to play with. My nose feel like it's stopping up. Cancer. Travel will also entice you. Keep your eyes and ears alert for any evasive or deceptive statements. Beware of someone who is trying to make you look bad. Cancer. Watch out for the backstabbers. Yeah, smiling faces sometimes. They don't tell the truth.
Okay, sorry.
That's right. Watch out for them backstabbers. They trying to make you look bad, Cancer. They smiling in your face, all trying to take your place. Them backstabbers, watch them. Leo, you have been stagnating for some time now, and you need a change of pace. Find ways to mellow out. Don't let your lover put demands on you. Listen, find you some ways to mellow out. It's about to be springtime. Well, okay, that depends on where you are. The calendar says spring, but for some people, it's still going to be winter. For us here in Georgia, we know it's about to be springtime. Like March 21st, I'm expecting 85 degrees because it's about to be springtime. Find you some way to mellow out. Do some yoga. Do some meditation. Listen, they got this thing called guided meditation. If you're like me, who cannot sit down by yourself and quiet your mind so you can meditate, just go to guided meditation. They have those, and the person talks you through it. Go to YouTube. YouTube is your friend. And get you some guided meditation. You feel better. I listen to meditation every night before I go to bed. It works amazingly. I tell you, I think I feel a difference. I feel a difference in my life. I've been doing the chakra healing, like the root chakra healing one. And because I went to Fire and Water last week. Was it last week? It was last week, right? We went
last week.
Yeah, we went to Fire and Water, which is a wellness center over here in Lawrenceville. And she told me that the root of my problems were my root chakra was like out of whack. And so I've been doing at night, I've been doing the root chakra meditation when I go to sleep. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest thing, but I feel a lot better. Can't explain. I know some of you going, girl, you crazy. Could be, but I feel a lot better. Virgo, you may have been trying to do too much, leaving yourself exhausted and open to colds and infections. New romantic partners may attend a function that puts you in the limelight. Okay. You can make new connections through friends or relatives. All right, listen, take care of yourself. I just talked about that. I know that exhaustion, listen, you can get a cold infection. Like my nose right now stopped up. And it's probably because I took my coat off when I got back yesterday. It was hot with the coat on. Now I can't breathe. Watch yourself. It's not because I'm exhausted, because I'm not. I had a restful week after the funeral. A restful 4 days. So I'm not exhausted, but the change in weather. But anyway, Virgo, take care of yourself. You only get one you. So take care of yourself. You've been doing too much, spreading yourself too thin. Take some stuff off your plate. You know, just say no to some people. Sometimes people will not let you say no. You tell them this, no, I'm not doing it. Just say no. You know, I gotta tell y'all this real quick. So on my broadcast account, it tells me how many hours I've been broadcasting, right? I've been broadcasting this show for 401 hours. That's a lot of talking. That's a lot of talking, y'all. 401 hours I've been broadcasting. I'm looking at it. It's like I'm at 80%. My storage is about to be filled up. I've been talking a lot for the last 2 years and almost a half. But anyway, Virgo, you can make new connections through friends and relatives. So listen, make sure they're good connections. Sometimes some people be like, "Ooh, where they come from?" All right. I'm going to the song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. And stay tuned.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this place. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain?
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell, currently giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. And listen, this is what I love about doing this show, is playing music. I'm sitting here that's a nice song. So I just love that, man. I love that I can play music in this show. And I know some people are like, oh my God, that's not a podcast. It's whatever I want it to be. And for my listeners, like I was at a function. I was at the state of the county last week, and Sade, her name is Sade I want to say Hurst. And please, Sade, forgive me if I say your last name wrong, but I want to say Hurst. But anyway, she is a social media marketing guru for the county. And she started out doing a video show working for 11 Alive, here at 11 Alive News, called was it My Lawrenceville? That's what it was. It was called My Lawrenceville. And she went around with her camera. She did all these interviews for 11 Alive, and 11 Alive put it on the TV. And so they did a downsizing. She was able to go to the county and work for them as a social media manager, which was amazing. But she was at the county, and she said to me, oh, no. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm revamping the show, She said, don't take the music out, because that's what I love about the show. And I was like, you listen to the show? Like, I was all geeked out, because she listened to the show. But that's what I love about the show. I'm not taking the music out now. I might take some other stuff out. I might take the news out, but I ain't taking the music out. But she's like, no, don't take the music out, because that's what I love about the show. And I was like, you listen to my show? She's like, yeah. So pretty cool. But yeah, that was pretty interesting too. I don't think I got a chance to talk. Well, I did a live broadcast from the state of the county. So if you missed that episode, just go back over to goodmorninggwinnett.com and you can listen to last week's episode, which was live from the state of the county with Commissioner Nicole Love Hendrickson. She's our commissioner, and she talked about her vision for Gwinnett County for the rest of her term there. So check it out, goodmorninggwinnett.com. All right, we're going to pick it up with Libra. Overindulgence can lead to problems with digestion. Yeah, you might eat too much peanut butter stuff. What is it, peanut butter clusters? Yeah, don't do it. Be careful that you don't spend too much time with the person belonging to someone else. Libra, watch it. What are you doing? You can accomplish the most if you travel for business purposes. Listen, are you traveling with that person for business? That's different. But if you're just spending so much time with somebody else's person, not your person. It's not your person. I like when they say that. That's my person. That's the new thing, right? You're my person. That's not your person, Libra. It's somebody else's. Give them back. Scorpio. Uncertainties about personal life are probable. You can expect changes at your workplace. You may have ignored or neglected your mate lately. Listen here, Scorpio. Your mate may be the neglected one. May be over there spending some time with Libra. I'm just saying, because you could be spending some time. Libra spending some time with somebody. It could be your mate because you neglecting them. Stop it. Show them some love. Show them some love. Don't Libra's over there waiting. It's like that song. Is that Betty Wright? The Clean Up Woman. The Clean Up Woman. It's a real old song. My mother used to love. The Clean Up Woman is a woman who... Yeah, that's a really old song. The Clean Up Woman. Watch out now, Sagittarius. Listen to complaints of others. Be careful that you don't overextend yourself. Try to curb your bad habits. You hear that, right? Like, okay, I know y'all hear the baby crying. She's right outside my door. I don't know why. So if you hear her crying, Lord, this is what happens when you're home. When your studio is at the house, you get baby crying, you get water running, all kinds of stuff. Even when I say, hey, it's a big old sign on the door say video on air. Oh, none of that stuff matters. So I apologize right now if y'all hear the baby crying, but the baby's crying outside the door. And the door's closed, but she's crying outside the door, so I apologize. Sometimes you just can't help it. This stuff happens.
Nothing you can do, man.
And I do. Life. She want to come in. I can't get up and let her in because I can't get off the air with you guys. All right, Capricorn. You can make money if you put. Sometimes I have to laugh, and so I'm telling people. And listen. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy because I'm about to bring on 63 new people to host shows on the network that's gonna be live. But you know what? I know right now I'm in an adjustment. Like when I closed the studio down, I moved my studio back into the house. The baby was a baby. Like she couldn't walk around. She was a baby. Now she can walk around, talk, do all kinds of stuff. So now, it's a little bit more challenging. But I'm gonna move out the house and move into a studio next month. So I will be out of the house into the studio because I am gonna be building this company to $1 billion valuation. So I can't have the baby crying. I can't tell people not to have the baby crying in the background when I got the baby crying in the background. You know what I'm saying? So my professionalism got to almost 10 times itself. So that's what I'll be doing. Capricorn, you can make money if you put your mind to it. Don't press your luck with loved ones. Job changes are in order. Go for interviews or send out resumes. All right, listen, put your mind to it. You want to make some money? You got to put your mind to it, Cap. That's what you got to do. You got to put your mind to it. Say, I want to do it. Be dedicated to it. You can do it. All right. Okay. Aquarius, compromise if you wish to have any fun at all. You will be emotional about your personal life. Your ability to be a self-starter will help get things done and motivate others. Yes. You know, if you're trying to get stuff, people watch you. And it's so funny because people watch what you do and not what you say. Hence what I just said. I mean, what I just said. Like, I can't go in there and I can't go in there and say, hey, listen, make sure your background is quiet, and mine got baby crying in the background. So I got to make sure I fix all that. I got to make sure I fix all of that. So people watch what you say. So listen, Aquarius, if you're trying to do something, you want to motivate people, you got to be the one. You got to be a self-starter, right? You got to get things done. And then they will follow. You know, they will follow you. All right? Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Offer consolation, but don't give them any direction. Set the ball in motion and be relentless until you complete the project. Don't let relatives get the better of you. Don't let relatives get the better of you. Yeah, don't. Just say no. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you just say, you know what, I'm not doing that. You can be mad all you want. And they'll get over it. They'll get over it. Just that simple. Mm-hmm. They will get over it. You know what I mean? Complete your projects, though. Set the ball in motion. Be relentless until you complete them. Listen, I'm about to be relentless about building $1 billion brand. When I tell you I'm about to be relentless, I'm about to be relentless. And it's so crazy. And I'm smiling. If y'all can see my face right now, I'm smiling as I say it because it's like one of them things where it's like the biggest challenge I've ever done in my life. Like, I thought the beer was going to be a huge challenge. And it may be a part of this whole $1 billion valuation thing. It may be. But just to sit there and say I'm about to build $1 billion company, that's crazy. Let me tell you, I went to the launch pad. Let me finish out Pisces. Okay, so that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again on tomorrow at 10 a.m. to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by No That's Charles and Micah Thies. I'm kind of all over the place. The baby threw me off. I did the Launchpad 2X downtown Atlanta. It was an accelerator. I think it was in 2015. And so when I went to the when I did the accelerator, we had to go around the table. I think it might have been about 25 women who got accepted because everybody don't get into the accelerator. It was like a business accelerator. It was run by a woman named Bernie Dixon. She's a millionaire. She owns a jet, which I thought was crazy. Like, she owns a jet. She's like, yeah, my husband lives here. I live there. And we just take the jet back and forth. I was like, oh, okay. But anyway, I did the accelerator. So we had to go around the table and talk about what we want to do. But before we did that, she said, I'm glad you guys are here. The goal here is to get you to $20 million. So when it got to me, I was sitting there going, $20 million, right? Hell, I'm trying to get to $250,000. And I had to think outside the box. So now I was in a room with a woman who probably was at more than $20 million. She's on the jet, right? And she's like, the goal is to get your business to $20 million. And when I tell y'all, I couldn't see past 250 at that point. I really could not. Because I couldn't see how in the world this. Now, looking back, I could see it. But when I was in that room, and I said it out loud, because I just had to be honest and authentic. That's who I am. And people were laughing. I was laughing too, because I'm like, I just got to be honest, Bernie. Like, right now, my mind is stuck at 250. You know, and you're going to have to help me get to the point where, you know, I'm trying to get to 20 million. So we did a whole lot of stuff in that accelerator, like learn what a term sheet was. Like, I'm like, what the heck is a term sheet? So when I left out of there, I understood about all these different things to get you to 20 million. Now and the reason I share this with you is because now I got to go listen to founder's story of how they got to $1 billion, right? So I'll be sharing as I go what I'm doing to get this company, Good Morning Gwinnett, to $1 billion valuation. And I know one part is bringing on 63 new people, the whole show. Now, why is it 63, you may be saying? Because from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m., that's the hours in between. And then there's a person for 7 days a week, because they can hold 7 days a week, one of those slots. So that comes out to 63 people. I think I'm right on the math on that, but I think that comes out to 64. But my daughter's has a spot, so it's gonna be 63. And they have to really be dedicated. They can't, they're gonna have to really be able to find the time to say, you know what, I'm dedicated to doing a live show once a week. I'm not even gonna put people through, 4 days a week, 3 days a week. It's a once a week spot. And I know that's doable. I do it 4 days a week live, so I know one day a week is doable. But it has to be something that they have to commit to. But they got hours in between. So if you know you're a night owl, you may want to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning. That may be your slot. I know my daughter probably is going to have a 4 o'clock slot. I already know that. Because that's the time she get up every morning just naturally without an alarm. And that's the time she do her little Dolly Said It already on Instagram. So it's probably going to be a 4 o'clock slot for her. And that's quiet time because then you can't hear the baby crying. You know what I mean? So I'm sure she probably going to have a 4 o'clock slot on one of those days, So you have to pick a slot that works for you. So I'm excited about that. So we'll be talking. I'll be talking more about that every day. So don't get tired of me talking about it because I'll be talking about it every day. All right, Georgette. Georgette is here to give us our word for the week. And y'all know it's Monday, and I'm talking a lot as I always do. And then we're going to talk about the word, and then we're probably going to go over the hour, but it's okay because I got to bump up my hours now anyway because I'm almost out of storage over here. So I'm at 401. I got 500 hours of storage. I got 99 hours of storage left, which I'm sure I'm going to take that up myself. Now I'm bringing on 63 people. I'm going to need a whole lot of hours, so that's a lot. All right, but go ahead, Georgia. What's the word for the week?
Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. So, I did. I was quiet. I was in a little pain, though. I'm having some back issues, but I've been trying to do, what the fire and water people was talking about doing my root chakra, drinking some tomato juice, some red stuff, trying to make that, make my back less painful, I should say. But through that process, I've been doing good. All right, let's see what word of the week we got for you today. Okay, feel like I'm getting ready to play some spades here. Okay, let's see. Let's flip these cards. All right, the word of the week is I like this word. The word of the week is caring.
Mm-hmm.
I like that word, caring. You are caring. I am caring. Yes, I am. Caring. So that word really means display of kindness and concern for others. And it makes me think about when I just looked at it, it made me honestly really think about my mother-in-law and some of the things that Audrey was talking about today about Miss Cross, about just being around people who care about other people and concerned for what they're going through or, what they're looking to do. And, my mother-in-law was just an amazing woman. I'm excited that I could say that I had such a really caring and loving mother-in-law because I know a lot of people don't get along with their mother-in-laws, but I was really fortunate to have such a really great mother. She really was like my second mother. She was amazing. And, she lived with us when we lived in Jersey when I had my youngest son, and then she moved with us to Texas, and because she wanted to be around her grandson, and she never had an opportunity for when she had a first grandson when my brother-in-law had a son, and so she just wanted to be around him, and so she moved with us to Texas. But she was just an amazing, caring woman, and I think that really set her apart from a lot of the other people that I talked about running a business with, because she really cared about my passion about being an entrepreneur. And she supported me all the time. I don't care what crazy stuff I, talked about doing. She was there to listen to me, and she was there to support me. And so I really appreciate that. So that word just makes me think a lot about her. And of course, today is her birthday. So, but yeah, caring is really about showing a feeling concern for other people. And I know sometimes we think that when we think about caring, sometimes we think of it as something big, doing something big, or I have to donate this, or I have to do that. But sometimes it can just be those small things that you do, like just listening to a friend, right? Being there for somebody. Somebody's having a problem, just picking up the phone and just saying, hey, I was thinking about you today, or texting somebody and saying, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I was just thinking about you. Those are those little caring things that you could do, you don't feel maybe that you have done enough. Sometimes we think, oh, well, I didn't do enough. I didn't donate this, or I didn't, give this, to this person. But it's just those small little things, that you can do to show that you care about somebody. And I think the little small things sometimes are just as important, and can be even more important. Caring is about, like I said, sharing concern about what other people are going through. But on the flip side, too, it is not just important to care about other people. You have to care about you. You have to do caring things for yourself. And it's not being a selfish thing. It's about, filling those things that you need to have, whether it is internal or external. But it's about taking the time and caring for yourself, whether it means, signing up for exercises or just walking around the block. You don't have to always pay for something like that to be healthy. You could just step outside. It's beautiful out there. Just walk around your neighborhood or find a place. Walking is good, people. I know we live in a space where we drive all the time. I'm from New York, so I walk a lot. I used to walk a lot. And so walking is good. And even if you have to literally drive to the park to walk, walking is still really important for your body. And it's just another sign of caring about yourself. Just like when me and Audrey do our chakras and we're learning about all these other things, it's about caring about you without being, without feeling like you're being selfish, because you're not being selfish. You have to care about you. So caring can go, from internal to external. It can go from you to other people, but it's really about the having concern. So whether it's having concern for yourself or for somebody else, that is caring. And I know you guys out there, I know you care about people, and I know you care about yourself, and I know you care about doing amazing things for other people. And so that's the word for the week. It is about caring. It's about you being caring, and it's about you caring for yourself. It's just as important. So caring is the word for the week. And I think it's probably about number 40. Gosh, how many words we have gone through now? We have gone through at least 45 words now. So caring is the 45th word that's been given. So I really hope that you are utilizing some of these words every week, looking at yourself in the mirror and say, I am caring. I am caring for myself, and I am caring to other people. So that's the word of the week. Caring.
That's your word for the week.
I love that word.
Yeah, there's
that makes me feel like my Care Bears. Remember Care Bears? Remember those?
Yeah, I remember Care Bears.
Dating myself.
Yep. They had the little heart on them. Cute little things.
Little heart on them.
Yep. So there's an old saying in business: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the truth. That's the truth. So your word for the week is caring. So, here's the thing, though. Don't fake it. If you don't care, don't fake it, because people can tell. They can tell whether or not you really care.
No.
They can tell whether or not you're being genuine. Whether you, I don't know about them. Let me say this. I can't say that. I can tell when people are being fake. So when I know people are being, and it just pops out, and it's the weirdest thing, because I'm like, okay, that's not true. That's not real. That's fake. I can tell. And most time people can't tell. Some people can't tell fake if you just wrote fake on it and showed it to them. But some people can tell. Some people are intuitive like that, and they can tell. So if you tell somebody that you care about them, be genuine. Don't be fake. Don't tell them because you're trying to get something from them. Don't even show fake caring, because sometimes you can show fake caring and you think people don't know, and they know. And if they're anything like me, they won't say a word, and they know you faking. And then when you really need something from them, you really want to do want them to do something for you, they're not gonna do it, because they're gonna be like, you fake ass. We ain't doing that. So I'm just telling you, because I'm telling you, sometimes people just do stuff that is self-serving, right? And they want to drag you into it. Don't drag people into your self-serving stuff, because they're gonna know that you don't really care. You're just trying to drag them into something that they should be a part of, because it's something that you want, and you really don't care. See, George, I told you the good side of Karen. I'm telling you the bad side of Karen. Don't drag people.
Well, because I always talk about the good side.
Right, but they need to know the other side too. And they need to know when you are inauthentic. People know. Let me say this. Most people know. They will feel it. So, and don't, because then you can jeopardize your family relationship, your marriage, your friendships, because you're not really being truthful and you really don't care. And here's the thing. If it's something I don't care about, 9 times out of 10, I ain't nowhere near it. So that way I ain't got to be fake.
Right.
I told you I'm really hard about being fake. I'm really hard.
And eventually, the thing about that, the thing about anything that when you're not truthful, right, is that it's not sustaining. You know,
it's not.
It just can't be sustained at some point.
Nope.
Because the real you will show up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like you said, some people will already know the real you,
yep.
so they'll know that you're full of crap.
That's right.
But you can't sustain that. You can't sustain the lie, like anything, right? You can't sustain the lie, not just to other people, but to yourself at some point. You know.
And people pick up on your vibes, like they'll pick up on they're people that are good and they're intuitive like that. They will pick up on them vibes that they know you really don't care. They know that you're there because it's something that you really want from them. They can pick that stuff up, and so it's good to be caring, but be genuinely caring. You know, be genuine with the fact that, you know what, I care about this person. Whatever they're doing, I care about what they're doing. Don't say, you know what, oh, I care because you're trying to get something. Because they know. I'm just telling you. And so now you're going to run a relationship because they're going to look at you side-eye, right? I learned that when I moved to Georgia, side-eye, that term. I didn't know what that was, had never heard it. I was doing a video interview, and the girl saying, Audrey was looking at me side-eye. I said, what? Like, what is that? So I guess I was looking at her at the corner of my eye because we said she's looking at me out the corner of her eye. She said side eye. Okay. Yeah, side eye. But anyway, just be genuine. Care about people genuinely. Don't care about them because you want something from them. Don't care about them because you see a benefit there. Don't do that. You know, even if it's something that you want to be a part of, just say, you know what, I like that. I want to be a part of it. That's more genuine. You may have a better chance, but the minute you say it, because I'm just telling you, I can go on and on for stuff like that, but I won't because we got to get on to the show. So without further ado, because I've been talking, it's almost time for the show to be over, and I ain't get to no Gwinnett news yet, but I'm about to get to something right now, y'all. I know, don't be mad at me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Listen, so we down south, and they have storms down here and tornadoes. Well, Duluth is making a difficult decision to remove the weather sirens because they're old, and they were saying they're old and they have the possibility of being hacked, so they're going to totally remove them. But here's my thing. Are you going to replace them with something? I'm just saying. They're considering all the factors right now, but if it's going to help somebody if a tornado comes through, I feel like you should put them back. Now, it's going to cost them some money. But I feel like this is an issue to take to the commissioners, because if it's gonna save lives, then maybe it's worth the money. They got money left over. We got money in these different funds. Go to them and say, hey, listen, we need to get these new sirens put back up. When they first bought the sirens in 2014, it cost them $103,268. Now they're about to be, that they're old, because we're in 2021. They're 7 years old, and they run the risk of being hacked because they weren't so sophisticated back then. And you got some sophisticated hackers out there right now. As a matter of fact, they hacked into the Dallas emergency sirens in 2017. So Duluth is afraid it's going to happen to them. So they don't want that to happen. But my thing is, in my opinion, you just can't be left high and dry with nothing. I know people got it on their phones and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that could be happening too. But what about the older people who don't have phones? Don't have cell phones. Anyway, they're thinking about removing them. I don't know if they're going to do it, but this is a story that's in AJC. So if you want to read more about that story, go to AJC.com. Gwinnett is growing rapidly. Let me tell you that. Gwinnett is growing rapidly. When you talk to anybody who has lived in Gwinnett their whole lives, they'll tell you about how it used to be agricultural and farming and all that stuff. It's growing. It just is. They talk about how Duluth has went from an agriculture town to a diverse, bustling city. That's all them towns. And let me tell you something. If you go to Auburn right now and parts of Brazelton and Tequila, it still looks in Loganville, it still looks very rural. But that is about to change because developers are coming in. People are moving here. They love the quality of life. They love it. So it's just moving. Duluth has restaurants. I was over there. I went over there to get the vaccine last week. And and it was at the Gwinnett Place Mall, which is, just got purchased by the city. So by the county. So that's going to be probably like a new mixed use development over there with stores and and living space and all that. And that's going to be beautiful, I'm sure, because all of those spaces are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are beautiful. Yeah. So, Duluth is growing. Loganville is growing. Loganville was pissed last week, though. They're like, we don't want no more houses over here. We still want rural. Well, I hate to break it to you. I don't think that's going to happen. I just really don't. As a matter of fact, they got a development plan right now. And I drove down Loganville a few weeks ago, and I was like, holy crap. I didn't even know they were building like on Grayson Highway or Loganville Highway. Once you get past Grayson, it becomes Loganville Highway. And I didn't even know they were building over there. I did not. If you go to Duluth, you're going to see a lot of Korean places. My husband, we went to go take the vaccine. He was like, what's this? Because everything had Korean writing on it. But I remember when we first moved here, everything in Duluth, it was like, okay, we must be, because in New York, it's called Chinatown, right? You go to Chinatown, you see, Jersey don't have it. Jersey haven't, let me say this. I don't remember Jersey having a Chinatown, but they had an Indian town. Like, if you go to Jersey City, that's where all the Indians were, from India. You go to New York, you had Chinatown. Chinatown had its own town. We used to go shopping in Chinatown all the time. And over here in Duluth, it's Korean. It's Asian Americans, and it's a whole lot of Korean-owned businesses and restaurants and things like that. And so we're growing, and Gwinnett is really diverse. And so, a lot of people, some people aren't happy about it. Some people are loving it. People like us who used to live with a bunch of people, it was crazy though, Georgette. I gotta tell you, because we're not used to seeing houses so close together and on top of each other. Because we don't see it like that here. You know what I mean? Like, the closer you're gonna get here, it's like you still got space where you can walk between the house. Even though you may be on like an eighth of an acre, you can still walk between the houses. We would pass by some houses in Jersey. You can't squeeze through them if you try. You get stuck. And my husband, like, it just looked weird. And I lived there my whole life pretty much. Yeah. But just going back home, and I still call that my home because that was my home for a very long time. Even though Georgia is my original home, going back there and looking at those houses. And I said to my husband, I wonder why they don't build any 3-family houses in Georgia. Because they don't have 3-family houses here. They have apartment buildings and things like that. But I've yet to see a 3-family house here. And I grew up in a 3-family house. I lived on the 3rd floor. So it was like my friend Benita lived on the 2nd floor before my friend Eric and Gregory moved out. Then Benita and her family moved in. Anita and Lisa lived on the 1st floor. And then on the other side, because we lived in a 6-family unit. So I'm talking about a 3-family. We lived in a 6-family unit stacked on top of each other. They don't have those here. So it was kind of weird just looking at them like, wow, they don't have any 3-family or 6-family houses in Georgia. And I said to my husband, we should buy an acre of land and put a 6-family on it. Because they don't have them. That would be unheard of. Yeah. But in our 6-family, I lived on the 3rd floor. My uncle and his kids and wife lived on the 3rd floor on the other side. Miss Gonzaga and all her kids lived on the 2nd floor on his side. And Terry and Martina and all them lived on. So I still remember them people. I was 14 years old, y'all. I'm calling out people that these are the people who lived in my building when I was 14. But we had a good time in that building. And the thing about that type of living for me, it was like community. It was community because you got to know everybody in the building. And when the lights went on, you could tell the parents that didn't care and the one that did, because the one that did care, everybody was in the house. And
that's right. You were being called upstairs.
That's right. You didn't even have to get called. Like, the lights came on, like, oh man, lights came on. It's like, let's make it, baby. Now, what was crazy is my mother lived on the 3rd floor. My uncle lived on the 3rd floor on the other side, right? Me and my brother had to go in the house. His kids stayed outside all times of the night, drinking beer. They were younger than us, but one was older than us, and the other 2 were younger than my brother and I. We had to just look out the window at them. And my mother would call my uncle and say, they down there drinking beer, smoking cigarettes. And he'd be like, y'all better stop that. And they kept doing it. It's crazy. The same brother and sister, same building, kids, 2 different ways of parenting. Crazy. Just crazy.
That's true.
Crazy. All right, listen, guys. I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
I wake up on Sunday morning, feel that ache inside my heart. I can hold on any longer, I'm seconds from falling apart. Wasn't like any other summer, still me left that warm summer breeze. Although you gave me your promise that you were never gonna leave, but you did, and you walked
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you a daily rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. And so I was just talking about how Gwinnett County is growing. So Loganville was giving the residents was giving some pushback because they were saying, we don't want all this development. But now, I don't really think they have an option. Like, the county's going to do what they want to do, so they cannot. In the meantime, they want to hear from Loganville residents. They want Loganville residents to come out and voice their opinion to help shape the downtown development that's about to come, because it's coming. It ain't, listen, the city announced plans in the fall of 2018 to embark on a downtown redevelopment, so it's coming. And they want the residents' opinion. They want you to come out and, participate in plans being sent out, so you can come out and say, you know what, I like this, I don't like this. Now, here's the thing. It's going to happen. You might as well put your 2 cents in. That's all I'm saying. It's going to happen. But there's a survey out. If you got questions about the survey, it's going to happen. You might as well put your 2 cents in. Stop fighting against it because you can't fight it. It's going to happen. Here's why it's going to happen. Because when people come into Gwinnett County, educated people who create jobs, opportunities, who have skills, and that means that it's going to grow and it's going to be revenue coming to the county, it's going to happen. And let me just say this. If you look at all the new houses, I haven't seen a new house just under $200,000. I have not seen one. Not recently. When I first got here, I was amazed. I'm like, oh my God, that house is $200,000. That house is $180,000, and that was 8 years ago. I haven't seen a house yet, especially not brand new. There's houses around me. It's a development around the corner from me called Thornbrook. Thornbrook stayed vacant, like nobody touched it for 7 straight years I was here. I went and tried to find out who owned it. I went over and I was like, who owns this? And the lady said, it's been sold to other people. I said, are they going to build? She said, they said they're not going to build anymore. Well, somebody bought it. And last year they started to build again. Oh. And the houses are $300,000 out the gate. And they're not even that big. So it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. So if you might as well put your 2 cents in. So if you want to find out more, you can take the survey, go to LoganvilleSurvey@gmail.com. You got questions about the survey, put your 2 cents in. You can't stop it, so get your 2 cents in there. LoganvilleSurvey@gmail.com. You can add your 2 cents there. It's gonna happen. Brazelton, same thing. It's happening. It's like the commercial. It's happening. Brazelton is about to review a plan for new 106 home new neighborhood. Like it's gonna happen. It's not. Let me tell you, it's gonna happen, right? So stop trying to fight it because you can't. The Brazelton Planning Commission will hold a public hearing at 7 p.m. on March 22nd in courtroom of Police and Municipal Court building located at 5040 Highway 53 on a proposal to create a new 106 home subdivision. It's going to be fronting both Hoyt Road, Wood Road, and Etnaville, and Brazelton. It's going to happen, so you might as well go and put your 2 cents in. Anyway, the project submitted by Old Norcross Investment is seeking annexation and zoning changes for a special project just over 55 acres. Homes in the community will be constructed. It's going to be a minimum of 2,000 square feet, and I guarantee you they're going to be $300,000. I can already. Yeah. First of all, they're going to have a minimum of 2,000 square feet. A minimum. Right? A minimum. Wow. That's going to be a minimum. So listen. They're gonna have a public hearing. The hearing is gonna be held on April the 4th, April the 8th at 4 p.m. at the same location. But they're gonna have a public hearing, March 22nd, 7 p.m. Again, that's gonna be at the Police and Municipal Court building located at 5040 Highway 53, and that's in Brazelton. So if you want to get out there and see what's going on and put your 2 cents in, you can. But I already know that's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. If you got information, you can contact. If you need information, you can contact Kevin Keller, and Kevin Keller can be reached at kdkeller@brazelton.net. kdkeller@brazelton.net. It's gonna happen. Listen, I want to talk about all this development because it's happening right around us, and the market is hot right now for sellers. The market is hot right now for investors. It is hot. Now listen to this. The Q is thinking about shrinking its city limits to make way for new homes. I'm telling you, it's happening. It's happening. Wow. They're not playing. People want to live in Gwinnett County. Why? Because they got great school systems. Yeah. I talk about all the great things that our administrators and our teachers and counselors are doing and all the awards. And accolades they're getting. Trust me, people listen to this show globally. They know what we're doing here in Gwinnett County because I talk about it. Gwinnett Podcast is a podcast that talks about it. Daily Post put out news about Gwinnett County. The county commissioner put out news about Gwinnett County. People are hearing. Right. Listen, people. It was just me for a long time, and now it's like 4 of us, and we're all putting. And I'm about to add 63 to the roster. So just imagine, right? It's 4 of us right now. By the end of this year, it's gonna be 67. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right? So anyway, Gwinnett County is growing, right? At its March meeting, the Cula City Council accepted an application for de-annexing about 13.6 acres of land from the city limits. Wow. If approved, the land will be sandwiched between Sugarloaf Parkway and Alcovey Road. I know exactly where that is. Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's right here by me. It's exactly right here by me. It says, because they're trying to build houses. Now listen to this. Sitting on the edge of the city limits, the land will be used by Marietta Bates Manor Restoration LLC to build 24 single-family homes, right? Each priced at about $300,000. What I just say? They're all of the houses, and they find this land. It's like, we need this land, Right.
Yeah, true.
Yep. So the new homes will be a part of a larger residential development, which will add more than 140 total homes on about 65 acres of land, and they will all be around $300,000. So you really, Gwinnett is growing. It is growing and it's thriving. But here's the thing: as a business owner, putting your business here, that means that you have a lot of people to serve. And I know we took a hit with the coronavirus, right? But what that should say is, I need to be prepared for the next pandemic or the next disaster, whatever it is. And I think every business owner should put a disaster plan in place. I'm talking about every single person that owns a business, because how can you pivot when that time comes? I know a lot of us haven't even thought about that. Like, the pandemic slapped all of us around, every one of us. Now, some of us made out like big dogs. Like the company over there that was making vodka, then they started making hand sanitizer. The one that was making signs, then they started making masks.
Masks, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of us, they were able to pivot though.
But that's what I was going to say. They were able to pivot quickly. So that saved them.
Quickly. My husband was saying to me, because we were talking about, it was one of the pharmaceutical companies, and I was saying, why didn't they get into why didn't they get into what company was it? Because he works in pharmaceutical, and I said to him, why didn't I forgot the name? Oh, Novartis, because my friend Rosa worked for Novartis, and my husband worked for a pharmaceutical company, and I was like, why didn't Novartis throw their head in the ring to make some vaccines? And so my husband explained to us, you can't just jump in there. You got to have certain equipment. You got to have certain. We knew you had to have certain regulations in place, but he was like certain equipment. And he was like, that was a liquid, so they had to have special equipment just for that type of liquid. And I was like, because I was like, well, they make cough syrup because they make Theraflu. Novartis do. When I used to work at Novartis, that was one thing I loved about it. They had a company store, and I would go and load up on Theraflu because we got it at a discount, like a huge discount. We might have paid $1 or something crazy from the company store. Because I used to work at Novartis too, me and Rosa. And Rosa's still there to this day, and that's been a long time. That's been, oh my God, since 1997? 24 years she's been there? Yeah. I worked there for like 2 years. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm out. But yeah, he was telling us there's certain equipments that you have to make that type of product. And they probably don't have it. Now, not that they couldn't get it, but would it have been worth the investment to do it? I think it would have. Right. Then again, they have to be able to pivot, because now we're going to have enough vaccines pretty soon. So where does that put you with that equipment that you just made an investment in? I'm sure that the equipment paid for itself if they were into the game. But he explained, that you can't just do that kind of stuff. He knows this stuff because he's been doing it forever. But anyway, that creates jobs when we have more. They create jobs, opportunities. It creates revenue for small business owners who are here opening up small businesses. And I know some people just want things to stay the same because they just hate change. Well, it's changing. Gwinnett is changing, and it's changing quick. So I don't know. Just gonna have to get used to it. Just go keep moving deep into the country. I don't think you're gonna be able to move too far though, because people are migrating from up north, out west. You got people leaving Georgia going out west. And you got people leaving out west coming to Georgia. You got people leaving. I don't know nobody going up north, though. I don't know nobody going that way. I don't. Everybody I know is coming this way, so I can't say they moving up north.
Still too expensive up there.
Yeah, it's even with houses. Yep, and too cold. Even with the houses being $300,000 down here, these houses are gorgeous. So I tell you all the time now, and my husband and I talked about this on our trip. I lived in Maplewood. My house cost $356,000. My mortgage every month was $39.93. I'm never gonna forget that because it killed us. The mortgage killed us. We paid $39.93 just for the mortgage. That wasn't nothing else, just the mortgage. And we had a nice 3-story house, right? And what was considered nice in Jersey, right? This was before they started renovating houses so they can look like the stuff you see on Home Shopping. Not Home Shopping, but on HGTV. Now the houses look gorgeous because they go in there and they redo them. But back then when we bought our house, it was like, oh, this house is gorgeous. And it was. It was, for the time, it was gorgeous. And what I paid $356,000 for, you guys will look at them like, was she crazy? Was she crazy? And because living here in Georgia, when I first moved to this house, I was like, this house is beautiful. So the real estate guy asked me, he said, what would this house go for in Jersey? I was like, house has 7 bedrooms, $750,000. He was like, what?
Yeah.
The house was $190.
Yep.
I was like, what? $190. And it looked 12 times better than my house in Jersey for $356. 12 times, and it
way more rooms.
Way more rooms.
Yeah.
Way more rooms and way warmer because my house used to be cold as hell. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. The public service bill was $800 a month.
Windows.
Let me tell y'all this, and then I'm going to a song. Our public service bill in that house in the wintertime was $800 a month every month until we came out of winter. And remember, our winter pretty much started like the end of October and ran through May. So you got to think from like October to May, the bill was like $800 because it was a big house, it was an old house, and it was cold in Jersey. And we used to look at the public service bill like, oh my God, I can't believe this bill, $800. The bill was $800.
Crazy.
And let me tell you, there are a lot of houses like that in Jersey that are, they've been built in the 1920s and people love them because they're old.
Had one.
Right, Georgette had one. Georgette, remember your office used to be cold as hell? Remember oh my God, Georgette had an office. That office used to be freezing. And the summertime, beautiful.
I was so excited when we got it. What? So I was like, oh, this is great. Had a little porch. I got a little office to the side. Man, that office was freezing because there was just no insulation.
Insulation, just cold.
So old. Oh, it was terrible.
My office was the same way. Like it was right at the front of the house. It was a cute little space, but I had to get a space heater to put at my feet so I didn't freeze to death while I worked in the wintertime. And it's inside the house, y'all. This is not outside the house. This is in the house. So it was a huge difference, man. It's a huge difference in living. All right, listen, I'm going to a song, then I'm going to come back and close it out because we've been talking a long time, and I could keep going, but I won't keep y'all today, so stay tuned.
Don't
Welcome back, welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration. All right, here goes. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Oh, my God. Let me say that again. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller said that, and he was right. Let me tell y'all something. There's a series that came on that was called The Men Who Built America. And John D. Rockefeller was one of those men. And as I sit back and I talk about this, and you guys have probably heard me talk about leaving a legacy, that's my goal. My goal is to create a legacy that's going to outlive me. And John D. Rockefeller was one of those people that did that. If you go back, you see Rockefeller Center, Rockefeller Foundation, Rockefeller this, but that was because he had the foresight to say, you know what, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to own the oil industry. And he did. I'm going to own the gasoline industry. And he did. And because of his foresight to see those things, he now has a legacy that has outlived him for over 100 years. That's what I'm doing. I know trying to take Good Morning Gwinnett to $1 billion is a big, bodacious, outrageous, audacious, courageous, crazy idea. But that's how big ideas start. They start big and crazy, right? But you got to have that foresight to say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing. And even if you don't do it, at least you tried. I have never...
You tried. You can do halfway there.
Yep.
Better than none.
Better than none. And I've never said I wanted to build $1 billion company. I always said I wanted to leave a legacy, right? But now I'm on this mission, thanks to Dr. Venus Oprah Reese, to build a $1 billion company, right? And the only thing I did was listen to her talk. And in between all the other stuff she said, I listened to her talk about her vision. I was inspired. Like, you know what? She has a vision. I got a vision, right? And it pushed me. And then to listen to the rest of the women, it was 108 women on there. And they all, like 67 of them stayed on past 11 o'clock last night. We got on at 8 o'clock. I didn't know what I was in for. I was just going on to get some information. But after I got off the call and I was like, man, it's all these women who are interested just like me. I didn't even know that. And so I know that I'm going to be in a company of amazing women pushing for the same thing, to create $1 billion empires and legacies for their company. But here's the thing. We got to give up the good to be great. I got to give up being extremely comfortable to read all the books that I probably don't want to read because I really don't have the time. I got to make the time. So I got to make the time to do this $1 billion. I do. I got to make the time to turn this company to $1 billion company. And that's okay. I'm ready for it. Y'all hear me talk about a lot of, listen, I would try anything. Listen, I'm trying to launch a breakfast beer. That's a part of the Good Morning Gwinnett brand. Whatever it takes. That's where I am right now. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I got to get out of my head on paper. Like when I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, what is it going to be? Oh, that's what it's going to be? Okay. I'm in the shower. This is what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what it's going to be. Yeah. So y'all stay great out there. Thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 16 minutes with me, and I appreciate you and love you to life for that. Thank you, Georgette, for our word of the week. Caring. Mm-hmm. Be genuine in your caring. Don't be fake. People can know when you're fake. People can know when you're just doing it for a reason, when you're really not true about it, right? So just be genuine with that. Listen, follow me on Good Morning Gwinnett at Facebook. Follow me at Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at Good Morning Gwinnett. Also, be sure to download the app from the app stores. If you got an Apple phone or Android phone, there's an app for Good Morning Gwinnett there, so be sure to follow me there. Also, if you have an Amazon Alexa, I say Alexa, open Good Morning Gwinnett, and it's going to open the last episode that was recorded. And if you think you want to be a host on the Good Morning Gwinnett podcast network, email me, Audrey at Good Morning Gwinnett. Now listen, I got to tell you, you got to be able to go live. You got to be able to be consistent. You got to be able to promote your show. I'm gonna give a training about what you got to do, but don't even waste your time if you're not going to be consistent. If you're not going to be dedicated, if you come here whining, don't come whining, because if you got a 3 o'clock in the morning show, you're going to need to know how to work the board. I'm not going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to answer your questions. So if you know you're not tech savvy and you can't even take the time to learn how to work the board after I give you the training, don't call. Because I'm not going to be at 1 o'clock up answering questions, so it's not going to happen. So you need to be very clear about what you want to do. I'm going to show you how to use the platform that I use, right? But if you feel like, oh my God, and you're going to freak out and then don't do the show, don't call. I have plenty of times when my show has been, and I will still come on late and be like, listen, I'm sorry I'm late, but this is what happened. Because I had some technical issues. I have had them, and they will happen. Internet will go down. You got to know how to pivot. If your internet go out in the house, you got to know how to jump on your phone and do your show. If you can't do any of that stuff, do not email me. Because it's not a game. Remember what I said. I'm trying to get to $1 billion. I'm about to move out my house back into an office space so I can make sure that my surroundings are totally professional. You understand what I'm saying? This is not going to be easy. I'm gonna get a lot of people who say she can't do it. I'm gonna get a lot of people who say she's a fool, she crazy, her podcast suck, the sound is not good. All these things, I already know that, and I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you, you need to be okay with it. You got to have tough skin, because people gonna kick you back in. Right? We're gonna have people that love us because we're on this journey. Yeah. But you're gonna have people that won't like you. They won't like the fact that your nose sound like it's stopped up. And that's just the way you talk, and you can't help it. I'm telling you, if you don't have tough skin, do not email me. Because I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, you're going to get all this stuff. I already know when I start talking about this, it's going to be in the media. I already know that. And the people that come along with us going to be in the media. If you're afraid to get on camera and talk to folks, don't call. Because they may want to interview you about your podcast.
Yeah.
You know, Yes, it's under the Good Morning Gwinnett brand. So Good Morning Gwinnett, you may be talking about business at 3:30 in the morning. It could be called Let's Talk Business at 3 a.m. That could be the name of a show. You know what I mean? We can talk about soul ties at 1 a.m. I don't know. But it's a Good Morning Gwinnett show. Why is it called Good Morning? Because it's still morning. From 12 to 11, it's still considered morning. So I'm just telling you, I'm looking for 63 people. But you got to be dedicated. And you got to be
62. I'm looking for 62.
No, it's 63. 63.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, you throwing your head in ring? Is that what you're saying? You need to say that, because I'm about to say 63 again. You need to say that.
62.
Oh, okay,
yes,
62.
Yes, I am.
All right, so she's throwing her hat in the ring. And I'm going to do an information session so you can ask questions, because I know people are going to have a lot of questions, because I'm about to put it in the podcast posse room, because, I got the podcast posse over there on Meetup. I'm about to put it out there. I'm about to put it out on Alignable, where I also have a bunch of podcasting people and podcasts, on my journey to $1 million. I'm about to put it over there as well. So I'm going to put it all out. I only have 62 spots now. And it's an information session, and I'm excited because I know all the things I've done to get this show to where it is, right? And I know building a whole network of shows, what's going to happen. And so, and I got people around me who are on a journey to build $1 billion business. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be exciting, y'all. I'm telling you. And Venus is crazy. So she knows she's crazy. So I'm not talking behind her back. She knows she's crazy. She'll tell you. One girl, and I'm going to end the show, but one girl said, I want to, because of course there was a fee to get into the program, right? She said, I want to get my mother in, right? So she told her, she said, listen, you need to send one of my recordings to your mother first so she can listen to me, because everybody can't take me. And she's right, because the very first time I heard her speak, I was like, oh yeah, I can't. She's rough, but then she did Hot Mess Millionaire on Amazon. And I watch Amazon Prime all the time, and she's doing a show called Hot Mess Millionaire. And when I saw her show, it was so touching, even though she was herself, but her story, where she was and all the things she was saying. So if you got Amazon Prime, check out her show. It's called Hot Mess Millionaire. I think it just has the pilot episode up there. She's working on the rest of the episodes now, but check it out. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Hot Mess Millionaire. And I got a new respect for her after that. Because she has like 4 degrees. She's a doctor. She had a rough life, but she went on to get 4 degrees, and she has a doctorate. So she's Dr. Venus Reese Opal, and she's grinding out. And so she started this software company. And I'm a geek. I'm an old lady geek. So I was excited about that. So I had to push past all the other stuff that was on the call just to get to like, okay, what's my $1 billion idea, right? And I had one. I was like, oh, yep. I had a $1 billion idea. And so just being around women who want to create a $1 billion idea, who are going to give up the great to get the good to get to the great, that's where I am right now. So anyway, thank you again for listening. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm glad to be home. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing. Make sure to keep your mask on, hug your family, tell them you love them, and stay safe out there. So listen, y'all stay safe, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, G. Thanks again.
Bye.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.